There was a time where I would go to the gym for 2 weeks consistently. But in the third week, I would completely fall off. I'd always tell myself, oh, I'll start Monday, okay. But then when Monday came, I would either oversleep or I would just make excuses not to go. It wasn't that I didn't want to train. It was just that I couldn't stay consistent. And looking back now, I can realize that it wasn't about motivation. It was about structure. So in this video, I want to show you exactly how I fixed my gym consistency in just 3 steps. These steps are simple, specific, and it actually works because these are the ones that actually help me become more consistent. Step 1 is building a simple and realistic plan. Most people think they have a consistency problem, but they actually have a planning problem. There's a saying that says, when you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So that's the same principle here. When I started exercising, I didn't know what to do. Some days I would do chest, some days I would only focus on my legs, but it wasn't structured. And that's a big mistake because when you don't plan, every session feels like you're guessing. And when you're guessing every single session, it will kill your momentum. So in the beginning, this was a 3-day full body program that I could actually keep up with. It was 1 compound lift, squats, bench press, deadlifts, 1 push exercise, 1 pull exercise, 1 leg exercise, and sometimes I did my core. And that's it, just 5 movements. And it took me less than an hour to complete. And it was working because it was sustainable. If you are struggling with consistency, don't focus on perfection. Focus on creating a plan you can stick with even on your worst days. And one more thing, track everything. I use an app called Strong. You can get it on Play Store, App Store. But what it does is it allows you to track your workouts. You can track your sets, your reps, your rest times, everything. Why do this? Because when you can actually see your progress, you will feel more motivated to continue. You stop thinking, I'm not improving, because the evidence is there, the history is there. So before you hit your next gym session, sit down and plan your whole week. Know exactly what you'll be doing in the gym. Step number 2 is fixing your environment. The environment you train in can actually keep you consistent or it can kill it completely. Think about it. If you're constantly in the gym or working out and you have people around you, or there's distraction, or there's talking, your mind starts to drift away. That's why I started taking my environment seriously. I train in a gym and most of the times I train alone. But here's the thing, even when I train alone, I make sure that my space is locked in so I can stay locked in. I've got my playlist on my headphones, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I already know what exercises I'll be doing next. So here's some actionable steps that can actually help you fix your environment. Use the same time to train every single day. When you do this, it actually becomes a routine for you. Secondly, train alone or train with people that will keep you locked in. If you train with people who aren't focused on what they're doing, who aren't trying to reach their goals, that will rub off on you. So fix your surroundings. And lastly, step 3, add accountability, even if you train alone. This is a step that most people skip. And that's exactly why most of them fall off. When you don't hold yourself accountable, you'll rely solely on self-discipline and you'll lose on the days when you feel low. That's why I track everything so that I can see how much progress I am making. And when I see that progress I was making, those workouts that I was doing, that's accountability for myself to continue going. Because I don't want to break that streak that I already had. So here's what I do specifically. I track my workouts. I already mentioned that I use the Strong app. That actually helps me with accountability because I can see the history of the sessions that I was doing in the past. I record my sessions because it feels like I'm documenting my journey, and that actually helps me stay consistent. And I have a minimum rule, not to skip the gym for more than 2 days in a row. That rule can also save your consistency. You need something outside of emotion to keep you fixed, to keep you steady, because motivation won't last forever, but structure will. Once you are locked in and you have that structure, consistency won't be as much as a battle. It will be more like a system. And when you have that system, it becomes more of who you are and not something you have to force. Remember, you become the person you want to be by pushing through the times you want to quit.